they can definitely like compete as well, but they will also need to step up even like I guess even more than us, right? And I don't have too much faith in them just because I think it's a very difficult challenge, right? I think even for us it will be very difficult.
Today was the very last day of the LEC Summer Finals in Madrid, and what an end to the season with Caps here today after a powerful statement against KOI 3-0, finally lifting a trophy for 2025. It must feel so good, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, only last one counts, right?
True. Like everyone just remembers the winners at the end, so. But yeah, I mean, speaking of that as well, I just wanted to ask you, like, did you expect to 3-0 them in such a convincing fashion, especially on home ground, right? Because it was like the Spanish crowd and everything, right?
Yeah, I mean, actually, it's been wild to see how many KOI fans there are, even just around the Madrid, and we did like a fan meet as well yesterday where we got to meet a bunch of people, and there were a lot of KOI fans, but most people were also wishing us like the best and a lot of luck. So I appreciate that, right? And for the games itself. I mean, I think game 1 and 2 were definitely a bit shaky. Like me dying in the first game, that definitely didn't help it. And game 2, I think we ended up getting aced as well. So there were some scary moments where maybe they could have taken more advantage. But they didn't, and I'm just super happy we managed to turn it around.
I mean, how do you feel about like G2's power level now at this point, right? Because it feels like there's been a click in a way, right? Like this split, like it feels like we are finally seeing the G2 that was promised to us, right?
Yeah, I mean, I think we stepped up big time in summer, and I think this whole split we've been leveling up slowly, you know. I think we still have a long way to go if we want to beat like the best LPL, the best LCK teams. And I think if we can keep up the same kind of level of like improvement as we had from like MSI to EWC and like summer split, we can definitely beat them. But we will need to put in the effort, and we will need to step up because they're still very, very strong.
I want to also question you on something you told me in the spring split. You were telling me, like, obviously in Winther when you lost the first title, it felt a bit bittersweet to see like Yike lift the trophy with KC and everything as well. And obviously it's very uncharacteristic, right, for G2 to not be able to lift the trophy in a year. And I just wanted to ask you, like, does this one feel special? Like finally being able to get the title in 2025, even though you're someone that's so accomplished and lifted the trophy so many times.
Thank you. I mean, I think this one definitely feels very good just because of how difficult it was to like obtain for us. I think this year has been very tough for us, and we didn't necessarily like click all the time. So really, like, it really took a lot of work, and it took a lot of like sacrifice for everyone to be able to unite. And it was good enough to win the LEC, and I'm super happy about that. Now I'm excited to see how far we can actually go at Worlds.
And I mean, obviously, as you were mentioning, there's Worlds now as well, and I will just point blank ask you, what can we expect from G2 at Worlds at this point, right? Because you've shown very good level now on the LEC stage, but you still have a big test ahead of you. Obviously, MSI didn't go super well. EWC a bit better. But
not what we want.
Yeah, it's still not everything we want to see. So what can we expect from Worlds?
No, I mean, I think I'm excited for myself to see that as well. I think we have leveled up such a big time since like MSI and even EWC. I think we also have learned a lot since then. But it's always a bit of a question mark, like how much did our opponents learn and how much did they improve? Because we play against a lot of the same teams. And there's always T1, there's always BLG, there's always Gen.G. Like these teams are always there. And I guess nowadays FlyQuest as well. I definitely want to take down FlyQuest. I think that's our first boss, you know, on the roadshow. And I think from there we want to do the T1 gauntlet, you know, improve game by game, series by series, and by the end of the Worlds, I hope we are the strongest team.
I wanted to ask you, like, how much do you feel like right now it is like G2 being like really far ahead of Europe versus G2 being like on international level and being able to contend against like LCK and LPL team? Because today it was a 3-0. I don't know how much it was as well about KOI being out of it as well, right? But do you feel like G2 is just ready for the international stage now, or just really far ahead from Europe?
I have a hard time saying we are like ready for international stage just because of how poor our performance was last time. But I will say again, I'll keep repeating it, right? Because we have leveled up a lot in summer, And going to these world's tournaments and like these international tournaments, it's not necessarily the level you come in with. It's not about the level that you like get from the boot camp, from playing against like the best teams in the world. Sometimes they learn things from you, right? Like especially like the meta can shift a lot, and if we can keep up the same kind of improvement we've seen like so far in summer, I'm definitely feeling confident. We can take down anyone, but we still have a way to go, I would say, before we can do that.
Yeah. But how do you feel about the rest of Europe, by the way, like the level of the region right now?
Yeah, I mean, I think they're on the same boat as us, right? I think they can definitely like compete as well, but they will also need to step up, even like I guess even more than us, right?
Yeah.
And I don't have too much faith in them, just because I think it's a very difficult challenge, right? I think even for us it will be very difficult. Of course, I have more confidence in myself and my teammates, just because we have more agency there as well, where we can, like, it's up to us to do that. When it comes for like other teams, like it's just up to them, right? Like how much work do they put in? Do they figure out, like, are they also lucky figuring out like the right meta? Do they find the right place in the game as well? Especially this Worlds game can get very stressful and very like bloody. So making sure you just do the right spell at the right time can be the game changer.
Yeah. Speaking about your role in G2 as well, I wanted to ask you a bit, because I think in the last few weeks and months in general, we've seen you take a bit of a different role as well. You've always been a very flashy player in the past as well, like being able to get your solo kills, like those very like limit testing plays as well, and that's something people complimented you for as well. But it feels like now you've taken, in some games at least, a lot of more supportive role in a way as well. So I wanted to ask, like, how do you feel about the change in your playstyle as well, to fit like the mold of your rookies as well, like to make sure that like people like Skewmon can shine as much as they did today, for example, right?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. I think it was a big shake-up this year. I think that's also like a bit of the reason we were struggling so much the whole year, right? It was like changing 2 players, and suddenly like all the lessons we had from like last year and the year before kind of goes like out the window a bit, because we have some new players that we need to like accommodate for, and they have some new ideas that we need to adapt to. And I think particularly this year was quite tough for us to just like connect. I think even though we got second in spring and winter, it really felt like we weren't really playing that much together. We were doing a lot of like different, like we had very different ideas, I guess, in the games. I think now we're definitely getting better at it. I still think we have a way to go, which is nice, right? Then we have even more to improve on. But I guess part of that is also for sure doing a lot of like more cleanup, I guess, and making sure that I can help out everyone else on the team. Also, of course, also something to do with the meta, right? But because compared to like the last summer, where it was like a lot of 80 carries mid, which will play a bit differently.
Also, speaking of that, I mean, as you said, like you were not clicking together like at the start, and I know like there was a bit of disagreements, especially in like Winter Split, right? Like there was more difficult atmosphere than now. How do you feel like this year like has or like how do you feel like G2 has grown like mentally throughout the year, and like what did you personally do as well to make sure that like you could get past all these hurdles in the first split in particular?
Yeah, I mean, I think it's definitely just like a lot of it about just being like grateful for what we have, right? And also just finding like what actually makes us a strong team. Like when we have a good performances, what is the recipe to that? And I think a big thing for us as well going into summer was also just like having a bit more fun with it, right? Like I think we could be very serious and as a result, I think also a bit scared in some of the spring and winter split games. But I think this summer, like honestly, every single game, we have been doing everything to just have fun, be aggressive, and then the result will probably end out good for us in the end.
One last thing as well for you. Broken Blade told us in an interview recently, because I questioned him and I asked him like, oh, do you feel like this 2025 G2 is like at the level of 2024 G2 and like the roster before as well, or is it like better, worse? And he still told me that like because you didn't get the result, he still like couldn't say that this new G2 is better than the old one, at least currently. How do you feel about the current level of 2025 G2 compared to the previous one? Do you think you've reached a point where you can say that you exceeded that old roster?
I mean, I think I probably wouldn't say we exceeded, just because I feel like, I think as I said before, we were like very much on the same page last year, and I think we had some like very solid performances. I think the thing about this year, I guess, is that I think we might have a higher ceiling, right? I think again we have connected a lot more and we've gotten more on the same page, but there's still a long way to go. And I think that's all like room for improvement, right? Like it's things that we can improve on.
Yeah.
So it leaves us with a lot more space to just keep getting better, and we are gonna need that before Worlds.
Yeah.
To then actually showcase a G2 that is like even stronger than last year. But
Yeah.
we'll definitely make it out of Swiss this year.
Just quickly, like, what's the one thing you want to work on the next few weeks to be ready for Worlds?
I mean, for me, it will probably be like the most important for me will probably just be the meta, just because there was a patch now, and I think there'll be another patch coming in soon before Worlds, and I need to make sure that I pick up whichever mid laners are looking strong on the Worlds patch. But the other thing is also just keeping up our good habits. I think we had so many good habits the summer split, and now going into Worlds, it's very easy to drop them against like stronger opponents. But we'll just need to push through, keep reminding ourselves like what is it that makes us actually a good team.
Awesome. Well, Caps, that is all I have for tonight. But is there a last word you want to say to the G2 fans before heading to China now?
I mean, I want to say a big thank you to all the people who support us. It's been crazy in Madrid to have so many people support us, and also online. Like, it's always wild to have you guys support. So thank you guys so much. I hope to see some of you guys in China as well. It's a bit of a journey, but I will really appreciate the support. Yeah.
Can we be hyped for China?
For sure, and it will be worth the trip.
Awesome. Well, Caps, thank you so much for the interview.
Thank you.
Always a pleasure. But yeah, in any case, I'll be seeing you in Beijing in a few weeks from now. And I wish you safe travels, good rest in the meantime, a good time at the after party, apparently, maybe. And some good practice. So hopefully we get to talk to you again soon. And have a good night.
You too.
Thank
See
you.
ya.